Could be. It's a good matchup for Slark. It's a good matchup against the TheFatRat as well. Where are they gonna lane it? Who's playing it? Okay, it's one Slark. I wouldn't mind seeing a mid Slark, because I've seen mid Slark do really well against the TheFatRat, potentially even threaten a kill. So it's gonna be mid Doom then. Sure. I'm still gonna go with D1. Kind of have a feeling that the Execration, they're very disoriented, the way they play, the way they itemized in the previous game.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask my friend the courier over here. What do you think I should go? T1. All right, I'm going T1. Yeah.
Prepare for battle.
Caster's Curse locked in.
About.
You always lock it up, and I think our Caster's Curse hasn't been that bad.
It wasn't compared to the first season, where
the team
was unreal. Like,
yeah, I think we won like one
single-handedly losing them the games.
Yet
We were sending teams down to the lower division that many times we Caster's Curse teams. But until Medusa loses in the upper division of Southeast Asia, I'm going with it every single time. There's just no reason to think about changing my thoughts on that until it loses. Then maybe I'll rethink it.
I never thought I was gonna see this day where Medusa Broodmother first phased in video game called Dota 2, but yet here we are.
That is the name, and that's where we are. So,
30
Brood
seconds.
Medusa. I mean, that's got to be a scary opening 2 picks. You're the other team, and you're just, I don't know, you're not,
You
not
have so
expecting
many
that.
problems thrown at you just by these 2 heroes.
You need 5 picks to draft out of that. Gosh. Yeah, that's going to be rough.
So it seems like they are sending Slark on a mid lane, which I assume that they're gonna do. I see Slark tune up a bottle. It's a good matchup for Slark. It's a skill-based matchup. We want to put more points in that dark pack. I want to see how this one's gonna go. I'm still favoring Slark, because Slark, you think about, you know, he's a good counter to the TheFatRat in the side lane. He's really not. He's sharing a lot of XP with his position 5. That means that those dark pack level 1 is 9 seconds. So you need to be very careful how you use it. Right. Starting with the magic stick, as expected on Slark. Fairy Fire just so he can turn things around. We'll see how it's gonna go. Still favoring Slark. Don't remember seeing Valos play Slark.
Yeah, I don't have any recollection of him in this, not only this, but also on the team. See how he does. Doing well right now, 4-1. I mean, that's a great start. It will be interesting to see how Carl goes about this, looking up towards top 23 there on the Medusa. And I mean, it's up against Nico and BDZ. And Whitemon trying to pressure back with this Tusk. He does have tag team up in 60 seconds. So it's
not just tag team. I love this build on Whitemon.
Insufficient balance,
He's playing position
please
5,
stop
no need
up.
to share the tango, so you can buy
Insufficient
full item.
balance,
Like,
please stop up.
Speed potentially, or a lot of region.
Insufficient
This time around, he
balance,
decided
please
to
stop
go
up.
with the Bracer, which I really like in this matchup. He's gonna be sitting close to the tower. He still did not eat a single tango. He has 5.5 per second, and now eats 1. We'll start trading even more, securing Medusa's farm.
Yeah, I wonder if T1 play this game similar to the first game. E3 just kind of does his own thing, farms up 2 or 3 items, and then gets involved.
I don't know why people are thinking that Sanking is a counter to Broodmother in the lane.
First blood for 23.
Good start on the top lane. To go back to my talk about Brood versus Sanking, Broodmother does not have spiders until level 6. So if you're a very weak laner, what they can provide you with. Like Broodmother, she doesn't care too much about that caustic. She's going to be able to outpush the lane. Hunger, 70% lifesteal, 35 extra damage. So even if you drop low from the caustic, you're going to be full HP. So this is not a good idea. It's just something that people think. I've seen it in North America, I believe, as well. It's just not good.
They come up with good ideas in that.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That your 1 tower.
Brood until level 6 is not a Brood Mother, just a Brood. Looking for the sleep, and we'll land Zephyr on the run. We'll get 1 kill there if you're thinking about going in. Be a little bit careful chasing if you were to go on that Brood Mother, but instead, well, let's play conservative and you need to get some fun. I think that's it. His mid matchup is going so well for Palace.
Playing it well. I was watching the bottom lane, but saw a couple of first 2 waves on the mid lane. What was happening? I don't think he should die here. Snap firewall, TP mid, refill the bottle. He was waiting. Zephyr was waiting quite a lot of time, but it's okay. He's level 2, and he's also doing some free XP. Mother,
Shared shards and down the ink swell. It's going to land onto both heroes, Waymon and 23, just getting hit on the edge of that. Really well done by BZ.
If Tusk maybe has point in snowball, if he's playing position 5, so 1-1-1, and then you can also dodge the ink swell with the snowball, which I wouldn't mind, which would potentially get them to kill. Palos playing very aggressive on the mid lane.
Yeah, Pounce it leashes up. Courier comes over to Carl. That won't die to Palace. Thought maybe he'd take a swing at it. But it's continued harassment coming in from this Slark onto the Bat Rider. Now they look to get the kill onto RR, but he's got a 2-man sleepy. Put him to sleep. Palace says he can't hear him. It's because they're snoring. And they're sleeping.
Oh, it's the worst. Snoring, one of the most annoying sounds in the world.
Yet your failure lives on.
We used to, when we used to live in my old house, my dad would snore so loud, he'd have the TV even louder, and then you could still hear him snoring over the loudest TV, and then the TV would, my mom would just raise the volume of the TV.
So that she doesn't hear him snore? Okay.
Yeah, and then you just hear the loudest TV throughout the entire house. Ink swell lands. The Fate tag team turning on to Nico. Might get the kill before White dies. Just needs 1 more
shot. It's a good trade. It's perfectly fine. Like, ideally, you would want to give Medusa the last hit, but Tusk can bring some extra regen for Medusa potentially if needed. I'm a bit worried for this mid matchup because he's doubling at the moment. Level 6 already.
He's in trouble, getting run down, insatiable hunger. That damage is just way too much.
And this is why sinking is not counter. 3 points in Feb, so much regen. Like, she just out-regions even if you put a lot of pressure early on. So once you hit that level 6, you need to be very careful, especially with EP has only 1 point in Stomp. At least he has Tranquil, so some move speed, but she can easily run you down. 1300 gold on Broodmother. Let's see what he decides to go for this time around. I would not mind seeing the standard offlane Brood build with the Mech and the Greaves. Mech Greaves into pipe.
Insane.
Yeah, just the hood feels real nice against the older heroes that they got.
And Slark's just here in the triangle, making sure that Bat Rider can't fall back.
When you have mid Slark, he gets a ton of farm. Darkpack maxed out early on, can jump between the camps. This time around, his item build, he queues up Orb of Corrosion. Very interesting.
Pretty late in the road.
Yeah. If you wanted to play a bit more aggressive on the mid lane, you get that Orb of Venom. But definitely a Diffusal Blade against Medusa. Diffusal Blade and some status resistance, S and Y, I wouldn't mind seeing that, just to tank up. He might skip this Orb of Corrosion. I don't think you get much from it. Just going for the straight up Diffusal Blade. Sounds a bit better. We'll see what he decides to do.
Yeah, you delay that Diffusal Blade a little bit too much and kind of fall out of favor. Despite the fact that you've had such a good lane. Cuckoo looking to potentially take a victim.
Yowie on the bottom lane is getting spammed by Broodmother.
300 damage casually every second with the spider. Fighters, they're fine. fine. Burrow strike in onto the Batrider. They're going to try and chase onto the Sank thing, and it's an easy kill once again.
They're not stopping.
Yeah, they want more. They've got last
as well.
Look at the spiders. Look at the damage coming in on an RR. They can dive the tower freely.
They don't have that 1-0 that can't play the bottom anymore. Sex is not that hero. Maybe... Grimstroke is good when your spells are maxed out, when you have Stroke of Fate, and then what it can do to Broodmother. So Sanking will still TP bottom. I want to see Cuckoo picking up Dust for himself to be able to just solo kill the Sanking as well.
Illusion!
Lane really went so poorly for Execration. It just wasn't a good matchup to start, and it's fallen apart pretty hard.
Doom about to hit level 6, so let's see if there's a rotation to the top lane, try to kill Medusa potentially.
Yeah, because he's having a free time, 23, so you
23
really don't
has
want to
a
allow
nice
that.
read. He understands, because what you can do is you put the scoreboard, you check the scoreboard, if Doom is level 6.
Bounce leashes, it connects. Sort of fate lands, 23 in trouble, and nobody's here to save it. Zing swell pops, and they'll get the kill to 23, so it's not the free game that they were hoping for.
Good read from him, just staying away from Doom. He sees that Doom is level 6, immediately goes back to jungle, but the good rotation. There's no observer ward, so I feel P1 is going to probably try to D-ward that part of the map. They have 2 heroes that love to farm jungle at the moment, both Batrider and like all 3 cores pretty much. Broodmother is going to be annoying at the bottom part of the map. Batrider farms jungle, and go to
Dire's
Medusa.
top tower is under attack.
Palace might even just get a kill here on the Zephyr. Goes into the Shadow Dance, trying to run now. It was the last shot of tag team. Blink Break pushes him over to the side.
They have no real AoE that Slark is afraid of. He's not playing into Lash, he's not playing into Silence. The only lockdown they have is Stats of Snowball, which he can easily dodge. Cookie, same thing. Batrider, unless he gets a Blink Dagger initiation later on. I feel very safe about this Slark. His first 15-20 minutes of the game should feel pretty safe.
I was worried for 23 for a second. Thought maybe they didn't have to use Doom to get that first kill, really try to aggressively play to get that second back-to-back kill on the
Dire's
Medusa.
top tower is under attack.
Slark playing very aggressive, invading enemy jungle, trying to see what's happening there. I think he has a good grasp how strong his hero is right now.
Predator is going to beat up damage. That fire does not work that way. So, look at immediately. Tree down and Sentry gone.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Dark Pack getting a little low here.
He's fine.
Never in doubt.
I'm not sure why they're still chasing. It's a lot of time waste. I mean, if you are wasting time, that means Slark is also kind of wasting time, but he will go back to full HP, full mana. Grimstroke will even refill his bottle. Sanky going straight into Blink Dagger. I think it's a necessity here to be able to just start a fight. Yeah. Nico on his new.
Is under attack.
Went for mine as well. Pounce doesn't leash, so they have the Fire Snap Cookie to send him away.
Full pipe. I think this might be the fastest pipe in the patch. 11 minutes in, full pipe done. On top of Arcane Boots. So just wants to be able to tank his team up, especially against Grimstroke. Sanky, let's see.
Pounce missing again. Cuckoo though, Slime taking a bit of damage here. Spider standing still, epicenter used, and
Dire's
they don't get the kill on a
is under
Cuckoo.
attack.
Not sure why Sang did not pop that ulti after the Burrow Strike straight away.
Go. Burning. Will be just fine.
Unfortunately, no lasso. Cuckoo staying at the top of the map. It's very hard to take control of this part of the map, but they're going to go in with multiple heroes. This good, keeping him alive.
Yeah, for now, but they've got the sleep. The question is, does he get out?
Palace
Going
is
down.
waiting.
Palace is just waiting for him.
Knows.
RR gets the kill on the Cuckoo
Radiant's
and takes
bottom
away
tower
his streak.
is under attack.
I'll
So,
take that. Almighty
getting the kill there. Making it look relatively easy. I mean, they're moving around the map well on Execration. Maybe to shut down Palace at some point. Snowball, that'll connect. Dark Path Lasso, there's the kill. That's exactly what they needed.
Big kill. Palace overextending, you know, especially if you use Dark Pact like that. You're still going to be in trouble. I think it's okay to play aggressive, but you need some kind of a backup. Sanking has a Blink Dagger, so maybe that's the play. We still have not seen Doom being used at all. Hand of Might is done. So that means that he will stay at the top of the net worth.
Hype, by the way, for Brood, one of the quicker ones.
Dire's
Quickest
top
one
tower
of
is
the
under
patch
attack.
is 11 minutes 4 seconds.
And this one was like 11 minutes, 13, 15-ish seconds. Yeah.
And that's with our tweets. He got that done. Really well done there by the Brood. You still have 23 top of the net worth. Going into the Sanjin Yasha, then Ags, which is what we've been seeing from a lot of these Medusas.
Dire's
And when we
middle
had
tower
interview
is
with
under
him,
attack.
he talked about how he thinks Dragonlance is a good item. We see him pick it up on Terrorblade in the previous game. This time on Medusa. Just overall a good stats. 6 in Agi, 12 strength, got buffed in the previous patch.
They converging to spear. One on toss. Might.
Radiant
This
are
is all
scanning.
farmed away.
Dire's middle tower is
Said
under attack.
Execration, they've smoked themselves. Look at the pounce and the leash onto this Tusk. But he's invis for the moment. And
There's
now
still
the
a
sentry
sentry.
gets revealed. They go
Go
epicenter on a
back
23. 23 now, no mana, and trying to survive. Fire Snap lands, but it puts him further in danger. 23 ends up in the kill to the Sand King. They're still trying to trade some. Lightmon falls to Palos. They'll also lose BDZ. So,
Radiant structures
2 for
are
2.
fortified.
That ends with a kill on that Medusa.
If Whitemon just kept running away, he was on the edge of breaking that
Radiant's
sentry, but
bottom
some people
tower
think
has
about
fallen.
could think, oh, it's on me all the time. It's never gonna stop. So 14 minutes with people played on top of Orb of Corrosion. We're gonna see that one again.
Now the epicenter, Earth Splitter on 23, and then the Fire Snap Cookie that kind of just, he knew he was there.
If they use that better, if he turns around, he lives. So big timing for Slark. Diffusal Blade done, going into SNY. As expected, just wants to be able to have some status resistance. Whitemon getting caught. Leash. No snowball available, no mana.
Yeah, and looking to survive. Scatterblast is enough. Okay. Just barely. Blink forward from this Sand King. Not going to find anything with the Burrow Strike after the Blink to try and extend that range and get initiation down. Now they find 23. They use that Diffusal, goes to the Stone Gaze. Alice runs uphill and
Needs to pop it. Doesn't see other heroes. Sand King is nearby, so he was afraid of the Blink stun initiation. Then your mana pool is quickly gone.
This
Still,
is going well.
no Doom being used going into BKB after Hand of Midas. I want to see
Dire's
maybe a
middle tower
Blink
is
Dagger
under
after
attack.
that BKB, because with BKB he's going to feel pretty safe.
They found the Brood. They get the kill to Dooku.
Dire's
Palace with
structures
another
are
one.
fortified.
Shutting down.
Dire's middle
Well, not
tower is
completely,
under attack.
but
This is
making
the
the life a
second-
living hell
yeah.
for both the Brood and the
Radiant's bottom
Medusa.
tower is under attack.
And my Carl, he just went in.
Fire Snap to the lane break, trying to survive, but the damage is too much. Smarty's taking over the
Radiant's bottom
game.
tower is under
Morrigan,
attack.
Whitemon dead once again. 23
Good
slugged
sleep.
up. Not a lot of mana to work with. They have the epicenter. 23 looking dead to rights. No Stone Gaze to work with. Alice with a
Radiant's
triple kill.
bottom tower is
Right
under
now,
attack.
Spark is the
Dire's
answer.
middle
This
tower
is
is under attack.
I'm going to call a game-winning fight for Execration, where they
Dire's
take the tower, they
structures
take a
are
good fight, giving Slark
Dire's top tower is under
the
attack.
time and the items. Like, he's gonna have that SNY in the next 3-4 minutes, and it's just gonna be very hard for them to take control of their jungle back. When you're playing into Slark, you don't have a real answer for him.
Yeah, so far the Medusa has been slain.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There is time, potentially. Question of what can T1 do? They don't have nearly as much space to farm for this Medusa. Caught yet.
seeing Slark with Inkswell on him, and this is what I like. I've played against this combo. It's extremely annoying. Dreamstroke, Max Inkswell has the talent, and going into Shard. Once that 20-minute mark hits, you have a Dispel on top of it. So, like, you try to ulti him, use the Dark Pack, under Dispel.
They've got the sleep, he gets down with the Max, he's loosed up, taken far away from his clip. He'll use that dust. BKB, Stone
Double
Gaze,
Doom.
Cuckoo. Oh, out of the high ground, but he's still dead. The scorched earth of Nico.
Even though they have Medusa, it's a 5k gold lead. This game looks pretty rough. Like this looks like 15,000 gold advantage at this point, just by looking at the heroes. You know, Broodmother, she was annoying. She did her job in the lane over the jungle, but those 3 deaths are gonna cost her quite a lot. They do not have a playmaker hero. FatRat can be one, but I don't think it's enough at this point, not without the Blink Dagger. So Paulus, he gets SNY. I think next item should be Scotty. Just have that tankiness, have that extra slow on top of the Diffusal Blade. It also opens up the Roche for them. This is the first fight that we saw Doom being used. It was a double Doom. Just stacking those.
Cannot kill this Slark right now. 6-1 and 2-23. He is the full purchase price away from getting himself the axe. Also not level 15 yet, so he doesn't have the Mystic Snake mana gain talent. Which I'm not sure how much that's going to help. Maybe it does something.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The lack of control here for we hurting them.
It's very hard to make a play. They use the smoke, have no one to initiate with. That's why FatRat is going for the Blink Dagger. In this situation, it's needed. Mid-bats, most of the time, don't like to get it early on. They're more about that lens, increases the cast range on the flame break, and makes the easy setup for the lasso, but this time around, they need that good jump. They need to be able to get the first jump. They're trying to make a move on Paulus, but I don't think he dies.
Okay. Thought maybe they'd start that off like a snowball.
Still no follow-up. FatRat can't close the gap.
Thing is, they shifted Palos over towards the Medusa. He's got a double damage. This may not be what you want to be fighting into. Strike ends up missing, but they've got the Diffusal. Look at the right clicks. They're just so heavy onto the Tusk. Palos, though, needs to be careful. There's the Flame Break. Goes into the Shadow Dance. Over to the side. Mortimer's Kisses coming out on the BDZ. Inkswell trying to run, and the damage just is not enough. Cuckoo still moving forward. Marching with his penalties. They'll get the kill onto the green stroke. Coming over is Nico. Use that Doom Snowball trying to run. Strike lands her. Splitter comes in, hits on 3 heroes of T1. And Nico getting low, and the BKB lines out. So they get the kill onto the Sand King. They'll take out the Doom.
Why is Slark not fighting? He has double damage. Why is he not going in? He wrapped around. He was... I want to see that again. I hope I'm not daydreaming or something.
Are fortified.
And that's a massive fight for T1 that's going to boost up their net worth. Potentially getting this tier 1 tower mid. That's opportunity. Aplenty.
They do FatRat, so they know that there's no lasso.
Fire Snap Cookie, that gets him away. They don't get the tower. 23 losing the courier. So let's see this. He's got the double damage. Burrow Strike misses here. Snowball over.
It's fine to disengage here. He was very afraid of the FatRat. Good shards once again. Whitemon, this is the third or fourth time that he's keeping himself alive. And if this fight continues, we're gonna see it again. So Slark just running away, regioning up, has a bottle, will be full HP in no time.
Is under attack.
And then he decides to just go back. He's running back. Not a single hit in that
fight. They've got the lasso on a Yogi, and now they're trying to get the kill here onto the Sand King. They've got him. They also took out PDC. Double kill here for Cuckoo, with BKB being popped here by Garo. You're getting a lot of kills for T1. This time they'll take the tower.
I'm really
Radiant's
surprised by
middle
what
tower
Slark
has
did there.
fallen.
They had their timing. This was supposed to be another fight one for them. Good Doom on the TheFatRat before he got any of the spells off. Another double damage for Slark in the bottle.
What?
Okay, so they
Back to
still
back.
have something. They're giving time for 23 Savage to recover. It's gonna be X done in the next minute.
Yeah,
But he needs, yeah, his career is dead.
Blade of Alacrity. Which is unfortunate. Do you just...
Radiant are scared.
I was gonna say, wait, just buy another Blade of Alacrity, don't wait for the courier. Get yourself an axe and then build that into something else.
Sometimes you're too smart, Pickup. For this game, it's a 200 IQ play. You know,
I gotta
could
keep
work.
the percentages.
To be fair, there's like a situation your career's dead for, let's say, 3 minutes. And you want to have that item right now, you have the gold. So I would not be surprised if someone does that. Because you lose only 500.
Well, it's not even...
If you can sell, I don't think you can upgrade the Blade of Alacrity into anything
yeah.
later on.
That's the only problem.
But it's the blade that you could potentially make. If you need the item right here, right now, there's a second row spawning, let's say. Not a bad idea.
They want to do with this because they're going to have bags once this courier delivers it. And that's big timing. Now he's level 17. You're about to be level 18. Gives you the third level on Stone Gaze. Execration might have missed a little bit of a timing. I'm not saying that this game fallen out of their favor because I still think this game feels really strong for them. But it was much easier 5 minutes ago.
Definitely was. They kind of missed the opportunity. And Medusa can be out of the base. She feels relatively safe with the team backing her up.
Bottom for the epicenter. Got the two on the Medusa. Now the Burrow Trek with the epicenter. It's going to be enough damage here to kill the Medusa. They've got the motor machine scooped down the power. Careful! He's taking a lot of damage, but they get the kill on 23 as well as Kuku. Now they're going to try and turn this into more. But the snowball going over to try to keep their attention on the palace. But they can't get the walrus punch out on him. So he goes into the trees. He's bottling up, turning this over onto Carl. Pops the BKB. Pounce not leashing. Nico gets the kill on his Zephyr. That's 3 of them inside of T1. They'll make it a 4th as they lose Whitemon. TP out from Carl. A great fight there from Execration. All they lose is BDZ.
Excellent fight. They start with the Doom on Medusa, follow it up at the epicenter and the Burrow Strike. Medusa melts. Like, ET has aura maxed out plus the Solar Crest, so you're not tanky. You feel like a creep when he gets on top of you. And all mana gone. By the Slark, easily done. This is something that should have happened in the previous fight as well.
Dire's bottom tower is under
They
attack.
played a really good fight there too. It's the Burrow freaking Whitemon because Walrus Punch might have killed Kalos. On top of that, to start, the Fire Snap Cookie moved Medusa out of range of the Burrow Strike with the epicenter, so he forced that
Dire's
forward,
bottom tower
had that
is
little bit
under
of extra
attack.
range, then
Dire's
connected bolt.
structures are
So
fortified.
a really
Radiant
well played fight
structures
there
are
by
fortified.
Feeling.
Good thing about Slark this time around is they don't itemize into any kind of silence or anything, so he's really not afraid.
Dire's
You
bottom
don't
tower
buy
has fallen.
BKB at all. It's never gonna be necessary because they have 1, 2, 3 abilities that go through magic immunity. Shard also done on Grimstroke, something that we mentioned. So it's a dispel into dispel into dispel
Dire's
into
bottom
dispel.
tower is under
It's just
attack.
constant dispelling things, having this movement speed. They don't have enough lockdown. They can't kill Slark. That's the problem. Now with the Scotty, exactly what he needed. That's just raw stats.
Burrow Strike, Fire Snap Cookie, Snowball stays. That's the Cuckoo with a gun soul line out the motor. This is how he got the shard. That's going to be right as a couple pounds to kill Nico. But they've got the damage to get the kill on a Whitemon. They've taken on the Sand King over to the side. BDZ, he's dead too. All right, 2 kills here for T1. They want more. Carl moving in. He's got the lasso available. Can he land
Radiant's
it?
top tower is under
Cook
attack.
slowed up on the diffuser. Could do not enough, but the Bleak's there. Now,
But they
they're looking to get the kill on
no
follow up. The damage from Cuckoo, they might. Right Cook's coming in. They've got this lead on the Medusa there. Coming through honestly. They land the Earth. They're cleaning them up. They get the kill on 23. They'll take out Cuckoo. Great turn from Execration.
RR, what a play. He lands a 4-man stomp into the Earth Splitter, and they turned this whole fight around. They were chasing, good try. You know, they almost managed to bring down Slug. Still, they don't have enough damage. Lasso was available, used correctly, but then you drag him down. There's not another form of stunning him, trying to lock him down. What a beautiful fight from Execration.
Almost going sour. Yeah, these fights have really been on the edge. The unfortunate part for T1 is they have not been the benefactors of anything. You know, just those a little bit of extra.
It's only gonna get harder for them. Double Doom available. I also wouldn't mind seeing pressure on Doom. So possibly 3 Dooms.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Push up and available. Nobody wants to take that.
Surprised no one decided to take Roche. 28 minutes in, usually we see at least 1 kill on Roche.
Let's watch this fight again. Snowball, Walrus Punch, all used.
No Doom available there. It was on cooldown for like 15-ish seconds.
Trading for Whitemon. BDZ goes down. He's got buyback. All right, Palace in some trouble. They got the Walrus Punch for the fire stack. Cookie might have been a little bit too early. They got the sleep on the 4 on big. They land the stun off the blue, but it's down goes set for Whitemon. Got Palace right off that. 23 later. Wow.
They're just handling to them, man. RR, another 4-man stomp, did not even use the Earth Splitter. I believe this game's over. I don't think they can come back. Medusa trying to get a Lincoln Sphere to protect herself against the Doom. I don't think it's gonna work. They can easily take Roche, so a couple of buybacks expended. Power of EP. You can nerf this hero, but no matter what you do to him, it's still gonna be a top tier.
Man, they found Carl. Coordination right now from Execration.
The way you looked at me, like that was, wow, a rhyme that I did not intend to say. Was that the face?
Don't tell anybody.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Dagger here for BDZ, and that's despite the fact that he bombed.
You can see the power of that dispel. The Grimstroke in the previous fight. And then another dispel into another dispel, suddenly full HP. Like, cause he's healing. He is healing from that stuff.
TP no chance.
Yeah, no way. It connected on 4 heroes around him. That's a lot of heals.
Carl back in 24.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
See on his death spot, they've got the Monkey King. Right. It's gonna be tough to defend. I still think it's doable for T1, but it feels...
Not sure why Slark decided to go for BKB. They have 3 abilities that go through Magic Immunity. He has a way of dispelling things. He had another form of dispel with the Grimstroke, because Grimstroke is not going to use Soul on anyone inside him pretty much.
Right.
So there was no need for it. One thing you can do is just get more lifesteal, which makes you tankier with Satanic, or you get a Basher / Abyssal.
Medusa picking up the shard. Cold-blooded.
Doom bought a Linken's. So I think correct play is he uses that Linken's on Slark just to have him secured against the Blink Lasso initiation.
Literally
not the item that we see on Doom, but I don't mind seeing it here. Also, they have Solar Crest that they can buff him up with, EP Aura. On top of Aegis, of course.
Working with 2 lives, I think.
For the Inks well into the Doom, and that's immediately on for Medusa. I don't know what you do from here. You've got the outside Nerd Splitter. They're trying to run 23 out of there, but the Soul Line reaches them up quickly because he got a little bit too close. They've got one last on RR. They get the front of the Elder Tank. They have their buyback available on the Medusa. Reaches him up. Cuckoo in trouble. Snowball safe. Palace still running in. Blink forward. Benefit from Miko. Cuckoo taking a lot of damage, but finally the Walrus Punch gets him off of this. I don't think that's going to be enough. The right place going to get onto Whitemon. They'll get the kill. They'll fly back up the Tusk immediately. They look over at Groovy. They get he's got buyback as well. He'll use it. Palos finally low, but he's still not dying. They go after Carl. They're going to be Inferno Wind. Fires up Cookie with the BKB out by Palos. He's still moving forward. He's marching on. Carl, Whitemon, they go down. They both fall back on Whitemon. They'll go for Cuckoo inside the well. They won't dive it. Very wise.
Medusa out in 25 seconds. They just don't have enough damage when there's no Medusa around. They can call it because Slark, great pick.
GG.
They call it. Slark was a great pick. They managed to make it work. I love that they put it on a mid lane. Great matchup against TheFatRat. There was like a couple of mistakes when Slark could have taken the fight, especially with the double damage on. But other than that, he had pretty much an amazing game. And they set him up perfectly. Actually, EP. Two times, 4-man stomp, one time into Earth Splitter. Just wins them the whole fight, pretty much.
ET, man, that is a hero.
Good. I mean, that just shows me 23 is not a boss, though.
Yeah, but for the team, Void is much better. You have Snapfire now, you have that combo.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
But now you have a Lion faces Void lane. Like AM faces Void is actually a kill threat.
I'm not a fan of 5 Lion over. Haven't seen it well. 4 Lion, sure. 5 Lion and you don't farm. Buy that Blink Dagger early on. It's mostly you that feeds first. Void Spirits and Morph.
Isn't Snapfire pretty trash too against
10
Morphling?
seconds remaining.
Cause yeah, fire.
5 seconds remaining.
The coin until you get what you want.
T1?
I'm gonna go with T1 as well. I think this Morphling is not gonna have a good time. Might have a good lane, but later on you're playing into Silences, you're playing into Chronosphere, you're playing into Lion. So much stuff that Morphling players they don't love to play into. I'm gonna go with them. Vacuum into Snowball combo?
I don't know. I'm gonna. My courier got the last one wrong, but I'm gonna ask him again. T1 Execration.
Prepare for battle.
Greatest tragedy of
T1
our
would be pretty
eon.
cool. Yeah. All right. That's cool. I didn't totally. That didn't come from me. Gotta cover up the courier, make sure that his secrets aren't told. Stand in front. He's also holding my arcane blink.
And you're not that far. Maybe he's holding a branch and a tango. So let's check this one out. They have a combo. Combo is Vacuum into Therian Protector ulti, possibly. Keep them
Snowball.
inside. Illusions, they deal the damage. Iron Shells. But I'm really worried because you have... I also want to see what his itemization is going to be like.
Greetings!
Whether it's a Manta style or a
30
Linking Sphere.
seconds to battle.
We covered the China region as well. Chinese players, whenever they're playing against Doom, it's a rush. If they go for that Lincoln Sphere, just to have something, because They don't have any other abilities that can pierce them other than Lion. Lion has a couple, but other heroes, they don't have anything. So I feel like it should be a good Lincoln Sphere game.
Yeah, we'll have to
The battle
see how
begins.
quickly he can get the Lincolns. I like Lincolns, but I don't know. I'm always expecting more from a Morphling. Feels like sometimes the Lincolns kind of slows down that big burst of what a Morph can do. And by the time you get to that point, that's why you're behind.
More from Morphling?
Yes.
Okay.
Glad he caught that one. But, you know, at that point, it's like you're dealing with a lot. You get that Lincolns, and it's like, oh, I can block Doom, but now I'm in a Chrono, now I'm in a
Bottom
Dream
lane.
Coil.
No creep wave. They have 0 creeps. Double Iron Shell on the creep wave, so Faithless Void will farm under the tower. I don't think he minds. I don't think Faithless Void cares too much about this. And he also starts with the Time Walk, which I like. So no random bashes. We'll be able to secure every single last hit.
Right, 3 for 3. There it is. There's the 4th, and they're going to continue to Iron Shell the creep wave. Oh, with Iron Shell Whitemon. He's burning pretty heavily, or getting plasma. I don't know.
I think Faithless Void should just stay here, and the Lion thanks it. Lion does not get any XP.
Carl? Dying in that mid lane.
What I think Lion can possibly do is just run top, and if there's and potentially have aggressive tri lane, keep Faceless Void farming underneath the tower. He gets the levels, gets more points in the time walk, and if they threaten bottom lane, then he can TP. But now he's dashed.
Yeah, tag team, Shard, they're both level 2.
first
It's
blood.
very easy kill. Carl does in fact die over mid.
Trouble grasping cause and effect.
It should not happen. This was not even close. Void Spirit, almost full HP. It's a better matchup for Void Spirit until Puck start to get levels. He's never going to feel comfortable playing in that Dream Coil, but this is a good start for Yowie.
You see what 23 is already queued up. Potentially towards the Diffusal.
Mana burn against Void. We've seen a lot of carries also not going for Battle Furies anymore. They just love to have that Diffusal Blade, Maelstrom, so they can fight earlier with the team.
11 and 2 right now, make it 12 and 2. It was a good 2-man stun from Whitemon bottom, but it doesn't turn into anything. There's not much more there unless you somehow secure multiple bashes in you go out of mana.
Got it.
I guess we won't be seeing more of those Iron Shells, at least just yet. Until he gets himself a little bit of mana regen. So they've burned through all this, and there it is. There's the bottle refill. BDZ, he got that bottle refilled. He gets back over to Nico. Now he's got a little bit more mana to play with. On misses from Whitemon. Bashes on the Nico. That might be the saving grace for Whitemon, but he's backing back. Iron Shell on top of him. They're healing up Nico as he does this. Whitemon just surviving, and he gets to survive the botch stun.
Looking at the top lane, Morphling free farming. I don't think they can stop him at all, especially now with the 2 points in attribute shift.
Nico, he might just die here and needs one more shot to kill him. And there it is for 23.
Big kill. Whitemon uses healing salve immediately on him. And you just get the power trade. A bit of a Kale there for me at least. They get a kill on RR. Interesting.
Got the kill into the tree, and good kill for them to get. Cuckoo currently sitting here at 18 and 4. I'm gonna take a peek over at the net worth because I know top of it. Confirm my suspicions.
Is it confirmed?
By about 70 gold over the Void Spirit. Shard's blocking Whitemon, but he got a 2-man stun. All they need is a bash on BDZ. Backing though, no bashes, no bashes, no bashes.
Oh, that's big. That's pretty big. Like one hit, and then you get yourself to almost level 5. Mid lane.
Carl, he's in trouble too. He survived this. Waning Rift gets the silence.
What did he kill him with?
Bargain something.
Right clicked him
value.
through the tree.
Okay, Predator, please, I want to see this one again. It feels like he didn't even hit it. At least on my screen.
Nico. They catch him. Time walk. Hex. There's the bash. Could have used that.
They need another one. There's another one. Okay. They get the kill.
Alright, so he stacked up his luck a little bit.
Because it didn't happen before, so we're going to see that one again.
Wing rift and...
How does he see him there? There's no ward. It's like 300 plus attack range as well. He goes through the threes and hit it. Very interesting.
Give him the old...
That was number 6. Snowball coming in, and coming over. Vacuum back. Carl dead back to back.
I knew they had vac, but I'm talking about vacuum. In this game, didn't know they had a real vacuum, because this Void Spirit, his attack range. 200. That didn't feel like 200. No. So third death on Carl. His game kind of done.
He doesn't even have Dream Carl yet.
Yeah, no Dream Carl available. Not level 6 yet. Face Void will be level 6 after this creep wave and going straight into the Fusel Blade. No mask. I would love maybe to see the mask if there's some pressure put on him just so he can farm the jungle as well.
Right.
Maybe he's depending on finding mask, the neutral. We'll see. Available. They are going for the wall.
Get the kill onto this Doom. They look over at Nico. Got the Snapfire here. I don't need Chrono. With another kill. Alright.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So 1K lead here for Execration. They got the kill onto the Doom. He still sits top of the net worth.
Under attack.
And 23, despite his struggles, is at the top. Carl low once again. The Earn though, it's enough.
Getting a couple of
The shards, they get the kill, the Hex, Scatter Blast, BDZ ends up getting traded, but that is Carl dead again for the fourth time.
I'm scratching my head right now. Fourth death, something I have not seen in quite some time. He got solo killed twice. We also don't see because there are a lot of runes to be picked up, so everyone's staying healthy, staying hydrated. Chrono available, so if they decide to rotate one hero, they could potentially get a kill on Nico again.
See if they want to play aggressive on this Dark Series. Getting a couple of bashes, some that he should have used before, or should have had before. He didn't toggle a bash. Nico continuing to stay middle of the pack, and now Doom's towards the mid pack too. This is, you know, not familiar territory for the Doom, and he might just be dead. Z coming in, wait for him forward. Cuckoo, he's very gone. Palos with the kill there. 3 heroes up towards top.
Right now they have 2 big abilities that they want to use. They want to use Doom, and they also want to use the Chrono.
Radiant's top tower is under
Easy
attack.
level 6 already.
And this is what I was worried about, because 23 Savage, he has no way of healing at all. So 2 Iron Shell on a creep wave brings him down to almost half, even less than half HP. 1/3 at the moment.
Sharks just off the mark. He's doing work this
They're
game.
going for Nico. He needs to be careful. 23 Savage. He can't go in. Like, he's gonna die. He needs to kill the creeps first.
Yeah, they'll go after this Darkseer. They don't even need 3.
And they have a healing salve from Zephyr, keeping that Chronosphere Dream alive. That was close. Maybe if he used Vacuum 0.3, 0.5 seconds later, he could have potentially gotten a kill.
It was certainly very close. 23 almost dying there. But the supports take care of business. I mean, that's the strength of these 2 supports, for sure.
Lion's level 6. Whitemon, he was not having a good time. This is a big finger available stun.
Yeah, you'll
They
use
even
the
bring
finger.
23 Savage, just in case he wants to do some kind of shenanigans. Pot Boil available. Supports are doing so much work for T1 right now.
Tree Carl down, and that's going to be onto the Tusk, avoiding the Mortimer's kisses, but now he's silenced, and he won't be able to survive. get the kill there onto the Tusk. He did have Snowball, I believe, but since he got the silence, couldn't get it off, and they used that.
Leash mechanic can't get it off. Then well-timed silence from Carl.
Yeah, he was hoping maybe preemptively than done, but he just gets caught out.
23 Savage was thinking about what he needs to buy in this game. The Fuse Blade, great against like Mana Burn, against Morphling. He's gonna
Chrono.
go in finally with the Chrono
Fire
Cookie.
Snap Cookie, and now the time dilation onto Nico.
Radiant's
Little
bottom
Shredder
tower
starting
is under
to
attack.
try to surge away, and also throws down the
He
wall,
might be
goes
able
into
to
the trees.
get out, maybe.
He doesn't have TP.
No TP means he's stuck.
Radiant are scanning.
Another
Quiet,
surge
though.
available.
And now 23 in some trouble. He time walks, and they've got the Snowball Walrus punch and the kill on the 23. So Chrono, Fire Snap Cookie, all used for nothing.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Big question mark there. What
Radiant
happened?
structures are
Also, this is why
fortified.
I don't like only 2 points in the time walk. It's 18-second cooldown, level 2. At least 1 point just so to get out of the trouble, potentially close the gap.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Tower's gone now.
Dire's middle tower
See a
is
lot of
under
different
attack.
item builds than what's kind of standard. Nico going for Soul Ring, not a single Null Talisman. I believe Cuckoo, when he played the Darkseer, he went for 3. 3 is a bit too much. 2 feels really good. The Spell Amp, the Mana Regen.
It's a lot of no talisman.
White Mon again. He gets the Hex off, that's the kill.
Shredder minus armor with the Earth Spike. They'll get the kill. Carl coming through and getting that one. So he's starting to recover. But now they lose 23 again. Carl goes down. I've got the Mortimer's Kisses right on top of these 2 heroes. Now with the leading rift, the silence. Is he going to be enough to kill off the Void Spirit? No, he's already retreating.
It's a good combo that they got. Coil into Mortimer's, and I like how Carl is just keeping the silence until Coil is about to snap, and then he uses it just to prolong the duration where they can't use any abilities.
Okay, Palace getting the
Radiant's
benefits of
bottom
that
tower is under
Doom
attack.
Morph, getting the Devour.
Get that easy goal.
My waters rise.
Shouldn't he have 15 turns? I didn't check, but he should be able to have the benefit from the creep.
Scepter, the Remnant, Snowball, Walrus Punch, all there for a kill on a White Mon. This is a bit more of what we saw
Dire's middle tower is
from
under
Execration in game number 2, where they just overwhelmed T1. Even though 23 did ultimately get a decent chunk of farm, it just wasn't enough.
The Fusel Blade is done, so a lot of damage is going to be dealt by this Faceless Void. This time around, no status resistance. Will wants to have that demand to stop the silence.
Man down, Fire Snap, Cookie the run. Cuckoo, Scatter Blast that got the stun onto this Tusk. And out on the Void Spirit, finger there to kill off PDZ, but that's only one kill.
That's the problem. Whenever you play against the Centaur and Darkseer, Doom, you need to either have Darkseer killed, or you need to know that there's enough lockdown after you use Doom. So there's going to be Surge / Stampede type of a play. Needs to be very careful how he uses the next Doom. Going into pipe, next item. Just wants to be able to tank up. No Hand of Midas or anything.
Sitting top the net worth. Yasha going into the Manta. See if 23. It's gonna be a little
Radiant
more
structures
active now that he's
are
got this
fortified.
Diffusal Blade. You think they should bring back Diffusal level 2?
No, I think right now is in a pretty good state. We'll deal 1 damage per mana burn.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The Aether Remnant lands on a Carl. The extra step forward, Snowball. No, that's going to be avoided via the phase shift. He's got the back and back on a Carl. Fire Snap, he doesn't land. 4 heroes have rotated over for T1 and they come up empty-handed.
Let me tell you a story what was happening in Dota 1. You had Diffusal Blades, Vorlock, you stole them, and you instantly kill it, because it was a purge.
Radiant's
spell.
bottom tower is under attack.
So sometimes you had heroes who don't even buy Diffusal when they were playing against Warlocks, just to be able to kill them instantly. Fun stuff, good old times. Especially for Warlock players. People were still picking
Radiant
it.
are scanning.
Even though that
Yeah.
it could just get countered. Like,
Dire are scanning.
Harm unseen.
see him trying to truck along, farm away. He's about 1,000 gold behind.
I
this
told
mark.
you which item he's gonna find. Possessed Mask done. Has that lifesteal, has a bit more agi, more damage, and has that sustain. We can farm the Ancients efficiently with it.
It's the perfect drop.
Radiant's
Seems
top
to be,
tower is under attack.
Addition as with a lot of perfect drops throughout the season.
Got it.
Dagger for the Treant. That'll be some gold away, but I really like it. That blink into the overgrowth. Now they'll spot him. They've got the Hex, the Lure Shredder, the Minus Armor is there. Earth Spike in with the Uzur of Waning Rift of Carl. Kill off this Treant, but they do finish off the Manta on Morphling, going Manta Eblade.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Carl managed to recover. He has the same amount of farm as Void Spirit at the moment, which is pretty impressive. Void Spirit killed him 2 times alone, and then managed to kill him 2 times with 2 supports. Did so much work on T1. Those smoke ganks early on, they found the perfect targets, they killed Void Spirit, they found Morphling, they were setting up kills for Faceless Void in the lane.
Zephyr's 1-0-8. Done so much so far. He's 1-0-8 and he's still somehow sitting bottom. Feels.
That means that
Dire's bottom
you should
tower
be hitting
is under
creeps
attack.
instead of heroes. He is sitting at the bottom of that board, but the rest of the team is doing really well. You have the 23 Savage, 7.7k. Doom is also up there. Once Morphling finishes the Manta style, already done, going into E-Blade next. I still feel it's a good Link and Sphere game. Just that first
Dire's
initiation.
bottom tower is under attack.
Maybe third item here. Wants to have a bit more burst damage, especially for the supports. Even Void Spirit, who does not have a defensive item yet.
Void Spirit going next. So there's the comp. Vacuum into Resonant Pulse Silence. All 5 heroes.
It's not that bad. Like, Overgrowth is good. Great Protector. This is the item that we see. Double Fele drop for both teams. This is the dream. Let's see who decides to hold it. I think Snapfire gets a bit more farm priority here, and then like you get a mech on the other side. Like you can even give it to Darkseer. I wouldn't have mind seeing Darkseer because he's one of the few heroes that are not 4 or 5 that can hold it, like Zeus Tinker type of a hero.
Yeah. And they're trying to get the kill here onto RR. Stone as he does. Overgrowth, Palos, waveform away, lose your orb. Is he going to jaunt to it? Yes, he will. All right, Adaptive Strike, Scatter Blast doesn't land.
So yeah, Holy Locket, amplifying
Radiant's
the
top
healing
tower is
and
under
having
attack.
that instant heal on allies. I think this item is in a pretty good state. Maybe if price drops by 100, you can invest into it. I feel like that would be a really good
Radiant's
investment.
middle tower is under attack.
Might even see it on some different heroes. Anything that has any kind of heal, I wouldn't mind seeing it. Because you get the charges more often, from 15 to 10 seconds and 7.29.
Yeah, so you're just constantly getting all these charges. Definitely feels like a first item for treatment. Holding that Philosopher's Stone. I think that prior, we'll see if that's the case. Does finally grab that goal.
Haven't seen Chronosphere in a very long time. They're trying to set it up on Faceless Void. They have those 2 silences plus Overgrowth. Who's sitting behind Whitemon? That should be a kill.
Time walk away, Earth Spike in, that keeps onto the board. They've got the Aether and the Triple comes out, and comes out of the cusp. One of his pieces, they get the code of 23. Can they get anything to return this forward side of T1? Just don't feel like enough, but finally the finger, they'll get the code of BDC. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade so far. Earth Spike lands on the board with the gunfire snap. Go get the Aether and the locks in Snapfire. They have to hex the control here. They fall back on 23 to get the code of Palos, and they will finish him off.
He was watching that fight. I could feel that he was watching. Do I need to buy back? Now they need to get something out of this. So they need to get this Roshan potentially. Not sure if they have enough damage to actually bring it down. So not that good of a buyback. Who got the last hit? Cuckoo. At least they needed to give the last hit to Faceless Void if possible. On the Mana Drain. against Morphling, always gonna be good. Mana burn, anything.
Radiant are scanning.
You have Medallion, you have a little
Dyer's top
Shredder.
tower
Is that
is
enough
under
to get
attack.
Road?
Maybe they could have.
Overgrowth?
Like the rest of the team doesn't deal that much damage, so really problematic. Carl just toying with Treant at the moment.
Misery Orb, staying with RR. Got help. I want to dive that tower.
Dyer's
So in
top
the end,
tower
23
is under
Savage
attack.
changes his item build, decides I need S and Y for some status resistance, a bit more tankiness instead of Manta. Like he can Manta style off those silences, but there's always the second charge. He can spell the overgrowth, what carries like the build against the Treant Protector, but it seems like he changed his mind.
Yeah, now the thing is though, he's gotta work the gold to get this buyback money back that has slowed down his game a little bit. Morphling sitting top of the net worth. This is certainly a scary few minutes here for T1 because you lose the Void, he's dead for a long time.
You lose the Void, you lose Roshan. That's how it is. Tusk picking up a Blink Dagger, so they have another way of saving people. He can stand further behind. Very hard to play Tusk into any kind of leash mechanic, into Grimstroke, into Buck.
So now maybe you have that opportunity back.
Sit
Dream
back,
Coil goes
exactly.
down. There you go. You have your option. Because before, if you get leashed, you have to maybe risk it, snap it, then maybe hope that you're alive still after you snap the Dream Coil.
Oh, gotta love those hope moments in Dota. I hope that I don't die if I just pretend that I'm being AFK. Or I'm so worthless in terms of net worth.
They'll ignore me.
They'll ignore me, exactly.
Dyer are scanning.
BKB down on Doom on top of Pipe, so he's gonna be pretty safe. They have two abilities that go through Magic Immunity, Overgrowth, and Punch, but he should feel pretty safe. Morphling about to finish off his E-Blade, so Sports need to be very careful. Blink Dagger is done on Lion, so they could potentially get the play on
Radiant's
Morph.
top tower
Can be
is under
bursted if he
attack.
does not get the shift off. Smoke from T1.
Let's see what they could do with this. Kuku holding on to the Purge.
They know something is up. They saw the Insight Aura from Pipe in the river on the creeps, and they decided to fall back. Something that sometimes you forget about it. You know, that auras can be seen.
Walrus Punch, Fire Snap, Kuki trying to get some distance. That's no logic. Sons of Kuku as well as Zephyr. They've got the head for a blade finger there for the finish on a BDZ. Axe picked up, Dream Coil onto the high ground. That catches the Void Spirit. Up in the air, he's A-okay for now. They've got the Doom ready to throw. If they can find somebody, 23 moving in with the Time Walk, and then the Adaptive Strike as well as the Nature's Grasp comes down on top of him. It's not a lot of damage. All they get is the Tusk.
I'm not sure. They have enough damage, but there's still gonna be 5 heroes alive, so going into Roche mid could be a bit risky. Also, every single time I see Faceless Void, tier 2 items, Nether Shawl, because why not? Just give him that 25% magic resist.
Always.
It's also spell damage, so your time lock, magical damage. Amplify that. Not the biggest deal, but it's all about that magic resist. You get a better hood.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Dagger for the Lion, so let's see if he can make a big move here. Get that Blink, Earth Spike as well as the head. I would like to see more mobility for the Doom. It's another Doom game where we don't see the Blink or anything, but he's not holding War Stomp right now.
He's holding a Purge, which is much better. Being able to purge off Living Armor, purge off Surge, Iron Shells,
Radiant structures
even
are fortified.
Resonant Pulse. Like, that's also purgeable.
Breakdown that plays a
By
little bit
purgeable,
more.
we mean dispellable, but I like how that, like, it was a, I'm not sure if it was at the start of Dota 2, but back in Dota 1 days, it was called Purge.
He's got this blink on Trio. That gold. Is he still holding the fill?
He is.
Because I was wondering if he would blink and then maybe pass it to the darts here.
That actually is okay. Right now, he just wants thank you. Like, maybe it would be okay to give him until he farms the axe, and then you can keep it. But that's also not the hero that wants to hold it. Already has a blink dagger. Sometimes you see that Philosopher's Stone, because you lose damage. You lose quite a lot of damage because of the Volor's Punch.
And boom, it lands. They've got Fierce. All onto the morph we can here. Onto this morph. It's the Dream Coil coming in from Carl onto two of these heroes, so there's no save right now for the top. They got the incredible. There's the Chrono. It's on the three. So lock up the Doom, but I think that's going to be fine. They got the Earth Spike following it up onto the Void Spirit as well as the top. Vacuum. Nothing there. The wall was already dropped down, but the Bash is out on the way. He'll dissimulate. Finger hits, and he gets the kill. He'll take out the Void Spirit. That's three heroes. They're not avoiding the fire attack. Nico will get next. Triple kill here for Carl. And it is, in fact, looking spicy.
It is. They get the Doom off on Morphlink, who got the shift off, but still they have enough lockdown. The coil, everything from Lion pretty much. And this Purge actually doing so much work in the fights. Like, you can see the Doom purging off those Iron Shells, the Surges, Living Armor, so much stuff that he can do with it. The coil after that on Morphlink, no status resistance whatsoever, so the coil is going to last for a very long time, and the perfect setup for a Chrono. Now they're going to go inside the pit. 23 will be the one picking it up. He bought back, so next time he dies, if he dies, he tries to go for a play. I thought he might jump in, try to steal it, but it did not happen.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Lemon's dead. 23, Walrus Punch, Snowball, they've got the control. Rules, Dream Coil, that's going to come through. Is going to be enough to save 23. He's under the tower, but now
Diamond Lane, you can't get it off. Like, Morphling, when he turns into Faceless Void and uses that on you, like, you need to be able to dispel it. So, right now I see Ogre Axe, so that means he's going into BKB, even though he has Scotty queued up after before it. So, BKB is kind of necessity, so you can just go in and deal the damage. Cuckoo still going with them, but needs to be a bit more careful.
This game back to even. Now, look how long 23's dead for. It was 85 seconds.
Yep. That buyback.
Radiant structures
Kicking
are
in.
fortified.
See the downsides of it. Back to him on the 3.
they've got the silence through for the Void Spirit. They can be killing the Zephyr. They look over at Cuckoo, caught the BKB, but the Overgrowth came in, keeping him close. Shards push Cuckoo away. E-Blade there. They drop down the Sentry. They're trying to keep up with this Doom. Palos dive in the tier 2. Adaptive Strike, not enough damage. And now BDC wants the Snowball. He wants to keep up with Carl.
And he gets out. It's very important that Carl gets out there. They lost them. Just Snapfire could have been a disaster. White Mon uses Shadow Amulet, pulls off a Champion Doom.
Is under attack.
Doom very happy that he manages to survive. They still lose a tier 1 tower on the mid lane. So once Faceless Void is up again, they have a Chrono. But I feel that they will play it safer. Wait until Faceless Void gets a BKB and then smoke up and get another fight.
Yeah, despite the last fight with the Chrono going well, been on Frazier.
Just stand busy. I'm gone.
Glimmer Cave, he throws down a Sentry trying to look out and scout for vision. Both these supports have blinks. Need to be careful if you're 23. The remainder avoided. Silence is there. Shards. It's money, but they don't want to die.
Morphling finishing off his BKB. And going into Linken's neck. I thought that Linken's might be his third item. He decided to swap things around a bit.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Shipped out to the Faceless Void. Okay.
What surge is this?
He subscribed for that Prime.
She was almost there for the Doom. Execration, though, they're in a great spot.
Do they? I'm still favoring Q1 here. They get the better initiation.
I think getting those kills put them in a great spot. They felt like they falling behind, 4K deficit could have turned into more, but you get the 2 kills.
Still respecting Morphling.
Yeah.
You know, his E-Blade, his damage output is insane. We saw a bit of a combo, what they can do. It was a 5-man back into silence. If they have Overgrowth ready on top of it, could be a bit tricky.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Quiver, Mindbreaker.
Almighty money.
See if he passes that Mindbreaker off to someone, maybe the Doom.
I think he should be the one holding the Mindbreaker. You don't care too
Dire's
much
top
about the
tower is
evasion
under
here.
attack.
Maybe, you know, he's thinking about the illusion. So right now, something that 23 Savage does is he uses a lot of neutral items. He has 4 at the moment. It feels
Radiant's
like it's
bottom
the
tower is under
match
attack.
when the neutral items were being
Dire's
introduced. When
top
you saw
tower is
Huskar
under attack.
holding 4 neutral items.
caught.
Nothing wrong there.
Wall down, and Vacuum actually doesn't land.
I can try to understand like what he's doing. He's gonna keep that
Dire's
Nether
top
Shawl
tower has fallen.
in case he's split pushing, and then you have like a bit more magic resistance. You can potentially get the stuff off. He has Possessed Mask if you need to heal up. But the Mindbreaker, I think that's offensive item. Like, it's such a great tool against the Holy Spirit, against the Morphling, getting that silence. It's a long duration silence. Before it was 1.5, now it's 175.
That is a lot of micromanaging your inventory.
It is, and he decides to get rid of a couple of those. So BKB done on him.
Smoked up, are in a perfect position to break the smoke, and there it is. Throw down the vision, and they can't even get to him.
Dire's middle tower is under
Really well
attack.
done. A couple of sentries near each other on that high ground. They avoid that, maybe even thinking of smoking themselves. Clean up the creep wave, they back off immediately, they smoke up. Who in the front, he'll break the smoke, but he's not taking to get out of there.
Overgrowth already used.
Chrono, but there's the Yule. So they stopped 23 in his tracks, but they got the Dream Coil down onto the tree as well as Palace. No. Wintermere's Kisses coming in onto RR.
A lot of misused abilities. No BKB on Morph. No Overgrowth. Like, Overgrowth needs to be used for the combo. Like, you need to pull at least 2-3 people inside.
Time walked off, but Execration they want to go in again. Use that second smoke that was on the Treant. Not gonna find anybody. They're walking through mid.
They know something is up. T1 is drawing on a minimap. Hold the high ground. Everyone falls back. Zephyr got the buyback, so he will fish for any kind of information, and they're ready to back him up.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Got the axe now
Dire's
on
top
Carl.
tower is under attack.
And Nightbot taking that 70 max health for finger kill of death.
Makes him very tanky.
A prize.
It's 5 stacks, which is okay for 30 minutes. Position 5 Lion.
Good health.
Yoshiva's Guard will reduce the healing. I see Faceless Void going into Scotty next. It's a lot of time that he needs to get on Faceless Void. Morphling staying very far ahead, 4,000. He has an extra item pretty much.
Roche potentially back up in 40. We'll see if they posture near this and how quickly it's going to spawn. That minimum respawn timer.
Radiant's top tower is under
This
attack.
is a tough Roche fight for Execration. Fighting in a Dream Coil, Chrono,
Same
Mortimer's
goes
Kisses.
for T1. Fighting into Treant Protector, Ulti Wall, one of the best abilities inside the pit. So they need to be careful. Roshan may respawn in 10 seconds. There is a smoke from T1. Still Tier 1 tower, full HP thanks to Treant Protector.
It's going to be instant. So Roche is back up.
Let's see if they decide to check it. You can't check inside a pit with careers anymore.
I'm blind, and they need glasses now.
Dire are scanning.
I think a lot of Dota players are like that. It's not gonna be the fastest spawn.
It's always long.
Dire's
I-
middle
I
tower
don't see
is
many.
under attack. Radiant are
Short
scanning.
durations with Roche. I always feel like it's max duration or nothing.
Nothing doesn't spawn at all. Like, sorry, second row Sean is
Dire's
not at home.
structures are fortified.
He went out. The holiday.
And Chrono. Void Spirit, they've got the multiple pieces coming in from a distance. The fingers used to get the Cody Yowie. Now they look over at this Tusk who's in the earth land. They go mana drain. Blade thrown over. Her spike from Palos. Turned into the line. They've got the dash coming out onto the darts here. They get the kill on RR. That's going to be 3 dead with buyback coming up from the top. Now let's look at the darts here. They will go their badges out. He's doing jumps. This is big problems here for Palos. And they will lose this Morphling. It's a full team wipe. They fall back on Tusk.
He's gonna die again.
Punch, try to kill Whitemon, but this Lion is not killable.
Oh man, what an initiation. Like, he catches only Void Spirit, but that's the target they needed to take out. It's a fully 9-second shiny BKB that he did not get the pop.
Dire's
No
middle
buyback
tower
on him.
has
Finally, they
fallen.
take a tier 1 tower on the mid after that. But
The
this
line
is
is literally
yeah,
empty.
it's just a lot of gold. I think they got 7,000-8,000 gold from that fight.
Look at that too. Like,
So yeah,
just got these
it looks, you know, only one man Chrono. They follow it up, they blow him up instantly. Then 2-man Coil, and check Darkseer's mana. His mana completely gone just from Faith's Void in this
Bottom
fight.
tower is under attack. Radiant structures
While you're watching
are
that, also
fortified.
put one eye on the Whitemon.
Has
The
fallen.
Void Spirit gets the stuns out. Like, he did so much work in this fight. Man, he looks
Whitemon in the first
So good.
season, he was very impressive. At the position 5, I think for me, the standout player. Same goes for, like, Yopaj, I would say. They're not playing the same role, but definitely, like, you can see what Whitemon does. Second season, and also first season, like, the man could make I eat, you watch me eat type of a show. And in the second season, we heard his beautiful voice, what he can do with it. And then, yeah, now with the Lion again. So he's a man of multiple talents.
yes, multifaceted. Going for that Aether Lens. Leveler. All right, 23. Take that. Ninja gear.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Sapphire holding on this Philly Stone has 11,000 net worth.
You said that, you know, he was struggling, even though he was involved in pretty much all of the kills early on, but that Philosopher's Stone and won that, the extra gold that you get from not just Philly, but being alive,
Yeah.
it's always going to be good.
So what did he start? 1-0-8. Since then, he's 2-1-10.
So now you have Scotty, you do not have a Spirit Vessel, what I call the Holy Trinity anti-morph items, but they have Scotty, they have Shiva's Guard.
Not even top of the net worth, but look at that. Look at the top of the net worth. All 3 cores on T1 have 20k.
Literally same amount of farm.
Yeah. They're all just kind of going back and forth with each other. Anything you can do, I can do better. And then they're all saying no.
Radiant
What was that
are
song again?
scanning.
Better by the original.
Okay. So Morphling, Lincoln's done, going into Sphere. Going into Sphere, what am I saying? He has a Lincoln Sphere going into Scotty. A lot of those ultimate orbs.
A lot of spheres.
Arcane
Radiant's
power.
top
Point
tower is
booster,
under
that's
attack.
a sphere. Lincoln's
Time is
is a
money.
sphere. The 2 orbs that are there to build all sphere.
He's quick. Locked really quick on those fingers. Greetings. He had a horrible start. He did not die a single time after those 4 deaths in the laning stage. So he's right now 9, 4, and 8.
Dire's bottom tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
Really putting it
Dire's
together.
structures are fortified.
Finishing the Aether Lens, which
Radiant's
then goes
top
into the
tower is under
Octarine
attack.
core here for Doom.
Got it.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Cuckoo.
attack.
Going Cuckoo for cooldown.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Blowing the Kuba down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This Purge, man, I just love how he keeps that. There's no way he gets rid of this creep.
He's been holding it the whole game.
Dire's
Just
bottom
the spell
tower
mechanic,
is
it's
under
so
attack.
good, and it's slow cooldown.
Radiant's
It's
top tower is under
2.3
attack.
seconds with Octarine Core, duration 5 seconds, so extra slow. Getting rid of a lot of these abilities. You can't run away with Surge anymore against this dude. But still love if he gets a Blink Dagger. I don't think Blink Dagger is a bad idea. What's the cooldown right
Dire's
now
bottom
with
tower
the
is under attack.
Arcane Rune? It's 1.6 seconds. Doom cooldown 76.
Infernal Blade 2.1. God. Get Shard, just throw Infernal Blade constantly.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Not more about the War Gold. 30-second cooldown.
Show me the money.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Shredder, they got
Dire's
2
middle
siege
tower
creeps
is
here,
under
going
attack.
for the tier 2 over mid.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Take of the tower, and now they might even pressure the high ground.
20 seconds until Aegis is replayed.
This could be something that Execration can take advantage of. It's very tough. Getting everything up here
Dire's
for
middle
T1. Low
tower
Shredder, the
is
Midas
under
Armor
attack.
on the tower. And knowing that Aegis is expiring, they will time walk and back away.
Also, 23 holding a Trickster Cloak. Leveler is good for fighting. It's good for the attack speed, armor, sieging the buildings. But when he's not, he's going to keep that Trickster Cloak in. So another form of initiation, a bit more magic resistance, evasion. I just love how he's handling those neutral items.
Yeah, like I said, the micromanage with just all these neutral items seems to be a bit overwhelming. At least for me. He's got it perfectly contained. He's also got this shard to work with, so he's got the reverse time walk, be in and out. On wax on. He's almost level 25. There it is. He'll take the 20% after that. He almost finished off the MKB. A lot working here for T1 coming into the next fight, because they also had 25 on Carl, who's got the plus 250 winning Rift AoE in range.
Radiant are scanning.
X onto the Tusk, not moving in yet.
Oh, they want to go in. And this Trickster Cloak can make the difference. You do not have a sentry. He lands a good chrono on 2-3 heroes. Or just one.
Lincoln hot chrono there, but they're going to go to the backwards. They've got Silent by the seals. There's the Mortimer kisses the wall down with the Dream Coil coming down on his roof. They take out Palos. They end up losing White Bond, but the Dream Coil on about the Void Spirit as well as the Tusk makes problems for Execration. They've got the Fire Tower through that lands out of BDC. They get the kill of the Tusk. They look over for the Void Spirit, who will use that Astral Step to try and get some distance into the trees. He's spotted, but not stopped.
No
Dire's
bashes.
top
Doom
tower
was not
is
supposed
under
to use
attack.
the Infernal Blade. But the 2 big kills. Morphling did not get the shift off. Again. So they get the kill. Next Roshan may respawn in 50 seconds, but yeah, also Morphling respawning in 50 seconds, so they have enough time to try to siege, deal some damage to the towers.
17k deficit. Roche potentially up soon.
And Buck finds
Dire
a very
are
good
scanning.
item for himself, Timeless Relic. He's
Still an arcane
25% debuff duration on the silences, on his Dream Coil duration, the stun.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Carl? Oh,
He found him. He
Panthers
knows where he is, but the Flicker.
He's trying to juke. Oh, Dream Coil, all right.
That Dream Coil missed.
Yeah, he avoided it. Went a little bit north. Oh my god. Astral Stab Flicker to simulate. Finally silence. Fuels into the air. Now 3 here.
Another Flicker in a second.
Gets Infernal Blade. There's the Hex. All right.
Finally, they bring him down. It took them a while. Almost had the Eon this ready again. Maybe with one more juke.
Just a wall. Vacuum, the bashes all coming in. Nico trying to surge away. Carl on this one again. Mortimer's kisses are down. And a long range finger from White Mine.
And this game just falling apart for Execration. It kind of feels like it's always the same thing for Execration. They win game one, possibly, or just one game in the whole series, and then they crumble in the third game.
I mean, this is a big one for them too, because I would almost go as far as to say winning this, putting them at 4-2, could have been major deciding.
Yeah, this is a big one for them. Because the team looked, we talked about it, the panel mentioned it, how they looked more stable in the second season after changing the players. And they do. Like, this team is really good. It's just sometimes they need that tiny bit of extra thing that could possibly, you know, skyrocket them into the major.
Yeah, and with a victory here, if they had gotten it, they are up against Lilgun in their final match. That could have been, we're going to end 5-2, and that was the number needed for the major in the last season. But now, it could be potentially 4-3 where they sneak out on the top.
Immortality.
Ags picked up for the Faceless Void via the Blessing. Arcane Blink for the Puck. And now they've got the Infernal Blade damage upgrade at 25.
Has reverse time walk, has level 25 talent, the backtrack. I don't know how you kill this guy. Has the Aghanim Scepter. Yesterday I played with a guy that you know was clowning on the Faceless Void Octarine for Blink also to reduce the cooldown, the Arcane Blink. And just going in and out. Like, it's one of the most annoying things that I've ever seen. I was a bit worried, but in the end, it works. It actually works. I don't think in a real game you would get Arcane Blink, but this time walk, and especially like you also walk Octarine for
walking back and forth.
This will hasten my footfalls.
Singing into the mic while you do it. Titanic picked up for 23.
It just feels that he can't die coil with. He's trying so hard. I mean, you whip the coil, there's no way you're killing him. Hasted Void Spirit with Eon Disc and a Flicker.
Nullifier next.
Talking about the Octarine, Arcane Blink build, Buck has one.
Yeah. And he's happy with that.
So let's check the cooldowns. 5.6 on Orb, 3.9. You can perma silence people with this, because duration is 425 with the talent. So good luck. Good luck playing against this.
Oh dear.
And also add the Timeless Relic, because this is not the mat with the Timeless Relic. So add the 25% on top of that.
You got this?
Yeah, I got this. It's 5.3.
That's why we gave you the map.
Courier has been killed.
Ooh. That courier goes down with a...
So onto the high ground they go. Ashes on RR. They've got the Solar Crest on him. Right clicks away. There's the vacuum into the wall to get the kill on RR. He does have buyback, so he uses it immediately. The Abraham locks up 23, but they're just not doing the damage. They're going to time walk over his nose. The Corona hooks they're taking on the Palos. Shredder coming in, but is it going to be enough to get the kill onto the Morph Blink? They got the Dream Coil. There it is. Palos is gone. No buyback. 3 buybacks used already from Execration, and they've already taken out RR for a second time. Dead for 76 seconds as they look towards the rest. BKB pop by Palos for what? He's got nothing. The E-Wade actually gets thrown back his way. He knew the Lotus Orb was on the snap. Perhaps they've got the snowball going over. Clears off Zephyr. He's got buyback. White Man far back as well. Or punch into the air. 23 not with any mana, but they still have Carl behind him. The pop the link is on a Palos. Palos with the time walk away. Works with the Faceless Void. They've got the silence on a full Nico as well.
It's just perma silence. You can't play Dota like that.
They continue to silence. They pull the all the way on
There's
himself.
another
There's the
silence.
finger.
There's the
There's the
finger.
kill. 2 minutes gone, and it looks like T1 has sealed
of the deal. And they will take this series over Execration 2-1. A long, hard-fought battle for both teams, but T1 are going to be the ones who make it out.
And even Doom,
Bottom tower.
went for Arcane Blink, off-screen type of a build, lowering the cooldown on every single ability, especially the Purge one. I think that this Purge creep gave them a lot of momentum in the mid-game, being able to purge off the shell, Surge,
Radiant
Shield from Void's good, like that, Dream Protected Armor, so many things that they did with it, and T1 today, they looked like a better team. I think this is the best Dota that they played so far in this second season.
At the major.
Yeah,
so we'll
for
see.
sure.
But, 2-1 win. To break it down further for you, we've got the panel. Back over to you guys.
It is indeed looking good for them, as now they 2-1 Execration earlier. They 2-1 TNC as their previous series, so it's a sign of life. But I will say that that game